This summer's transfer window has been dominated by European clubs spending fortunes on strikers, number nines, goal scorers. So far, 5 of the top 20 deals that have gone through in the summer transfer window, amounting to about €367 million, have been for forwards. But one player who is on the market and I think has flown under the radar is PSG striker Kolo Muani. According to reports in France, he could be available for €35 to €40 million, which is why Juventus are desperate to re-sign him on loan, but also why he's been largely linked to a move to Man United and Chelsea. And while these exciting number nines are making the move to the Premier League, I think Kolo Muani could prove to be one of the bargains of the summer window. Undoubtedly, the French striker's stock has fallen dramatically since his €95 million move to PSG. But that doesn't mean that he's been a complete transfer flop and hasn't proven himself at the highest level. As we can see in this graph, his goals and assists per 90 in Ligue 1 were actually pretty solid for PSG at the time. And at Juventus last season, he was actually quite impressive with 0.71 goals and assists per 90 minutes. And as we can see, over the course of the last 2 or 3 seasons, he's actually performed dramatically better than his breakthrough seasons in the French top flight. In fact, when we compare him to all strikers in Serie A last season, we can actually see that he was one of the very best for non-penalty goals per 90 minutes, but he was the very best in the division for the percentage of his shots that he converted into goals. And equally, when we compare his stats at Frankfurt a few years ago to Hugo Ekitik's from last season, we can see very similar results, and effectively 2 players who are performing at the very same level. Obviously, Kolo Muani is a couple of years older now, so we have to take that comparison with Ekitike into perspective. But he is only 26 years of age, and he's still a number of years off what many would consider to be the peak age for a number 9 in the modern game. So if he is available for 35 or 40 million euros and Man United or Chelsea are able to pick him up and bring him to the Premier League this summer, I think we could see a striker who's out of fashion, who's out of vogue, whose stock has dropped dramatically, but still one who's still very capable of scoring and creating goals at the highest level. And if he can do what he did at Juventus for Man United or Chelsea next season in the Premier League, he could prove to be one of the smartest signings and one of the best bargains in the summer transfer window.